Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. There has been a few things that I forgot to take care of in the previous episode. Most important of them was about these geysers. I forgot to analyze them, which is not a big problem. I will just deconstruct these two tiles and they should be able to hop in and analyze them. It's a good chance to sweep some of the trash that I left in there too. Aside from giving us average output info, analyzing them makes it possible to geotune them and increase their output mass and output temperature. I need to name two duplicants because we had name suggestions in the comments. Number 1, I will name it Rising Star. Now you're held responsible for their actions, both good and bad. Thank you for the name. And we have another name that we have to give it to the dupe. Two duplicants got adopted for this episode. I will give it to number 3, our researcher, because it is suitable. You shall be called Evan the Nerd, and you are now adopted. Thank you for the name. Just a quick adjustment here. I want to swap some Sweedles with Grubs. This should be fairly easy, just have to set this drop off to 4 critters. And it is already set for Sweedles, I don't have to change that. The other drop off I'm going to leave the max to 2 and deselect Sweedles and instead select Grubs. Now I wrangle both of them and they should be swapped. I should also mention that I have been waiting for a time that none of them laid an egg. You can see there are no eggs on the floor. And looks like I've got another print. Let's see what you got. Wort seed, that's actually really good. I needed you. One of the geysers is analyzed and if I check here it has an average output of 1.3 kilogram per second. The water has reached the top and it has trapped the gases, and if we check here you can see one tile of polluted oxygen and one tile of oxygen are trapped and they don't mix together. I will sweep up everything and seal them back up when that one is also analyzed. And apparently in Grisora we have meteor shower. This is gonna eat through the planet, doesn't it? If I check on the star map, oh, it has a cool animation of meteor shower too. Okay, let's check the detail of Grisora. Meteor showers, copper, ice, and slimy. Oh, if that has slime lung germs, that will be a problem. We are covered in polluted oxygen here. Here I'm thinking a temporary clean and metal refining setup to produce some early steel to build an aqua tuner in order to melt some plastic and get ourselves some Naphta for our liquid blocks. We're just going to use this water pool and heat it up a little. It's already cold enough for our use. And to power it up, we have no other option beside manual generators or duplicant labor. I will speed this along until it is built. And finished. Let me queue up some copper, give me 10 of those. I need iron in order to make steel, so 25 iron should do it. And give me, let's say, 30 steel. 3 tons is more than enough. I need to queue up some refined carbon in this clean and some ceramic as well. We're gonna need that. And that should be it. We have high stress in Grisora. Who is it? Oh yeah, I have spilled some polluted water on the floor and getting their feet wet caused some stress and it's not going down so soon because of our high stress setting. You will be fine, Ada. I've built a massage clinic for you. I will dig out all of this area to make a small sized industrial sauna. We kinda need it right now because there are several benefits we can get from it. I will cut forward until it is all dug out.
2,000 years later.
It has all been dug out and it is quite small compared to other industrial saunas I have seen. I don't want to do anything crazy with it. I built 2 automatic dispensers here and I want to set them to everything except probably critter eggs. I don't want to accidentally sweep up a bunch of eggs and move them here. Believe me, I have done that before. And I want to sweep this place clean with high priority. I don't want anything left on the floor. When I made this oxygen maker before, I was in a rush and I forgot to make these pipes insulated. And because I may feed it really hot water, I don't want it to conduct temperature here. I want to breach in from outside, so only dupes with Atmos suits finish this. And I should reset the permission for these doors so they can pass through. And I will disable these 2 hydrogen pumps for now. Let's minimize the oxygen mix to our hydrogen generator. After a bit of a hassle, I managed to replace the pipes with insulated pipes, and now I can enable the hydrogen pumps again and set the permissions for these doors to forbid them from passing through. And the oxygen mix in our hydrogen supply isn't looking good. Our generators will get a lot of damage. I will wall this back in and forget that this ever happened. I have dropped 2 blobs of brine in both entrances, and this room should now be separated. And as you can see, I am building gas pumps and I will begin vacuuming this room. And we have no choice but to use manual generators for that. It is going to take some time to vacuum this, but it will be a good investment. Gas pumps are finished, and now under utilities, I want to build a thermal aqua tuner. I want to make it out of steel because it gives a bonus to its overheat temperature. The thermal aqua tuner cools down a liquid supplied to it and releases the heat into the surrounding area. It is a great tool to move heat from place to place. I want to automate this with a thermal sensor for now because I want to heat the surrounding area to a specific temperature and not more. It needs a liquid to work, so let me grab some insulated pipes. I have already built a cooling loop, so I just need to connect it to the aqua tuner. I need the water to still flow through the pipe when the aqua tuner is not on. So I will build a bridge to bypass the aqua tuner. And if you are wondering where the pipe loop is going, it goes all around our base, cooling down everything, and then up here cools the steam turbines that I will build and then loops back again. I think I got a good duplicant here. This colony needs a few operators and this one doesn't have any terrible traits. So please welcome number 19 to the colony. They will become our operator. And I'm going to give number 13 one of these neurovacillator buffs. It has 4 different buffs that you can randomly get, and I got deep diver's lung, minus 50 gram per second less oxygen consumption. While this room is getting vacuumed, I built a rocket platform here, and I want to cheat. This is not a big cheat, but it is cheesy. I want to build battery modules here and use them for storing power. You see, these batteries don't produce any heat and they don't lose charge over time, as opposed to normal jumbo batteries. And it doesn't matter what material you make them out of, really. And when they are built, we can even deconstruct the rocket platform. And how is the pressure here in this room? Down to grams over here, milligrams in some places. And we have got a vacuum here. That means nothing can conduct heat with the air. That is why I will pour some oil down here to act as a heat transfer. And this aqua tuner needs power, so I have to connect it to the manual generators for now. Just a little bit of oil is all we needed, and I want to melt some plastic. The best way to do that is building temperature shift plates made of plastic, which is gonna exchange temperature with the oil here, which the oil itself is exchanging temperature with the aqua tuner. Let's see, plastic melts into Naphta at about 160 degrees Celsius. So this thermal sensor that I placed here should be set to activate the aqua tuner if the temperature is below, let's say, 170. That should be enough to melt plastic. This aqua tuner is going to cool down the liquid we feed it. I have to make sure it won't freeze in the pipes and breaks it. So for that, I want to use polluted water that we have Here it freezes in lower temperature than normal water, and it is nice and close. I just have to connect it with power, that will activate the pump, and I have to connect the pipes and build a liquid bridge to fill the loop. Polluted water was pumping, but it has stopped at the aquatuner. That is because the loop is severed in multiple places. First of all, I built this insulated pipe and I want to connect it to the oxygen maker's input, just like that, and I have to figure out a way to make this loop around the whole base. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, you can jump across here. You should get severed. I don't need you anymore. And let me see, the water should go from top and leave from the bottom, so you should get connected here. You should get severed. You two get severed from there. Wait for the water to go and then connect them back together. Just have to place a bridge here. Okay, that is it. I have no idea what I just did, but we will see if it works or not. But I think I did this right. And yeah, I forgot about this place. I lost a brain cell for this one. I will show you when it is complete. Okay, the aquatuner is going, and so is the polluted water. It is already coming at pretty cold temperature, like -9 degrees Celsius, and it loops around, cools the ranches, and then our kitchen, then goes cools down the oxygen maker. This water mixed in the pipe will eventually go away. It goes here to the sieve and feeds the farms with water. The farms use a little bit of water, but the polluted water keeps getting added from that geyser, so this pipe will never be empty. That tank before the sieve is not necessary really. And then goes up, cools down the Dracos, and then cools down the steam turbine that I will strap on top of the industrial sauna. And how hot is it here? 140 or something. That is all coming from the polluted water. And let's see, the temperature of the polluted water is about -1 degree Celsius. And when it gets to the base, it is around 13. That is really good. There are some unusual packets of -13, but give it a few turns and it should all stabilize. I think I will cut the power here. I don't want the polluted water freezing in our base. I will give the loop some time to equalize. The plastic here is getting close to melting point. How cold is the water? It's around 5 degrees Celsius. That is far from freezing point. Yes, Naphta. Finally got ourselves some Naphta. It should now start exchanging heat with the second row of temperature shift plates. I want to mop some Naphta first to use it in my liquid locks. Because if you didn't know, Naphta is really viscous, and a blob of it has a mass around 34 kilograms compared to water that is 37 grams or something. Displacing Naphta is really hard, and also anything dropped in Naphta blob doesn't off-gas. Evan the nerd is coming to mop it up. Thank you, Evan. I want to move it to here, please. What's that, another blob? Thank you, I will mop this as well. 2 manual generators are struggling to keep this aquatuner going. And sometimes there is just one dupe running on the wheel. That is why it takes some time to melt this plastic. Let me check on water again. It's going in at about 6 degrees. I moved a bottle of naphtha to that spot, and if I'm right, emptying it here should force the water out of the way. And this tile, you notice it is a vacuum and should stay vacuum to not exchange temperature with the outside air. Oh hey there! The brine turned into steam. I should have expected that, of course. It will turn into steam. If I empty more naphtha, will it delete the steam? Let's see. Okay, you emptied here. Okay, no, don't go. Come back and finish this task. Okay, Rising Star is coming to do it. And it did not delete the steam. I don't know why I thought it would delete it. If I place a solid tile where the steam is, will it delete the steam? Let's find out. Okay, turn out you do not want to do that. The steam magically teleported through naphtha and ended up in this room. It will now act as a conductor and will transfer the heat to all the buildings and debris in this room. I may have to load back and do it again. This is how I should have done it the first time. You see the brine dropped and didn't boil to steam, and we have two naphtha blobs with a vacuum tile in the middle. But over here on the right side, we boiled the brine again. Probably because of that temp shift plate here. I will figure a way to delete it with something if pouring naphtha doesn't work. I think I will build a tile here again. Maybe it teleports to the right this time. We are about to melt all the plastic here. Yep, just a little more. Another one melted. Let me increase the thermosensor. Yeah, that definitely helped. That was the last one of them, and I can now disable this aquatuner. That is a nice amount of naphtha, and look at the naphtha blade. That should be enough to fill the metal refineries. Don't mind this, I am mopping some of the naphtha here. I want to build a couple of refineries. They should be made of ceramic. Let me see how much space I want between each of them. Let me have it one more apart. Yes, 5 tiles between each of them should be plenty. Let me double check. Yeah, that is correct. And I don't care about this one being only 4 tiles. I need to connect that pump to power, and after that I can connect the aquatuner with this heavy watt wire. I want to pump naphtha to these refineries for their coolant, well, because naphtha can go up to around 500 degrees Celsius before boiling into sour gas. Let me just connect all the refineries to this pump. Oh, and that naphtha bottle can get emptied. Let's see if we have any low mass naphtha bottle here that we can use. This one is half a ton. I guess I will empty it again for heat transfer. This one is 32 kilogram, which is about a single blob. Yes, I will move you to there. This one is 700 and there is naphtha in that tile. Perfect. This one is about 100 kilogram. Good, I will move you as well. I will make the same liquid lock here for the cold farm. And why are you taking overheat damage? I forgot to make you out of steel, didn't I? Yep, I should replace you with steel pump. And what about these? Are they all ceramic? It seems so. You can check here, their overheat temperature is 275 degrees Celsius. They get a plus 200 from ceramic. This demo aquatuner is higher by default. It is 325 degrees Celsius. It also got plus 200 from steel. The refineries are all filled with naphtha. Now I need to make a cooling loop for them to work. Cobalt we don't have much of, but it is the best conductor we have. And the rest of the pipe I will make them out of copper. The naphtha gets heated to a pretty high temperature, and I need to boil some water first to fill this room with steam. I have to pour some water here. I don't think we have enough water balls. Let me also pour salt water here. That will do. As long as it is not polluted water to off-gas here, it is fine. Oh right, I deconstructed the power cable here. I wanted to connect the aqua tuner with this heavy watt cable. The other thing I have to do is pipe the hot water that the steam turbines output back into our sauna. So I will just build an insulated pipeline like that, and I have to jump over this cooling loop with a bridge. And a liquid vent to dump the water back. Also, remember this bridge is a single building and it will transfer temperature out if you place it over the insulated tile. Let me place a bridge here as well. The naphtha was already hot, so we got steam here. And our power is coming from these batteries that are charging up by manual generators. I want to hook up more batteries to the grid. And the manual generators, I want to set them to low threshold, so that duplicants will run on the wheel when the batteries are about to run out of charge. I want to rely mostly on steam turbines. When those pipes are finished, I will queue up some metals. Okay, they are smelting, and if I check the temperature of the naphtha, it comes out at about 212 degrees Celsius, and after exchanging heat with water, it comes back at about 135 degrees Celsius. I must have made an oopsie and didn't connect this one properly. Yep, that should fix it. Salt water here is about 75 degrees Celsius. It will boil eventually. Oh, and I should point out that this auto sweeper and rock crusher are both made of steel, otherwise they would get overheat damage. Let's see what the printer has got for us. Narcoleptic and anemic. No thank you, I will just take 2 tons of copper. Let's speed this up by building a glass forge somewhere down here. It should be made of ceramic, of course. Here should be good. It will output hot liquid glass, so I have to vent it out. It won't be in the way of cooling loop, that is good. But I will probably build these few pipe segments where the glass drops out of something that has a high melting point like steel. And here we go. Just a couple of cycles later, and we have boiled all the water into steam. But the temperature of that steam still has to go up to 125 degrees Celsius for the turbines to produce power. It may even produce a surplus of power when we smelt steel. That gives a ton of heat, and that power stores in our battery. Let me show you how the base looks from afar now. You can see the cooling loop goes all the way around the base and cools down everything, but mostly our oxygen maker, because it is a major heat producer in our base. Oh, and also our kitchen is pretty toasty as well. In the next episode, I will turn this room into a sleet wheat farm, and maybe another farm here for warmer plants like pincher pepper nuts and waterweed, the one that gives you lettuce. To close this episode, I'm going to get an achievement just so that it matches the title of the video. I think I need to plant something here. The achievement is called Get a Room, and I am sure I built a recreation room here, no? Oh, I didn't build the doors. Well, in that case, let me do it now. I have to solve the food here in the next episode. I keep teleporting food from the starting asteroid. And colony achievement earned. Get a room knocked out. Let me send some food before I forget. Where is edible? Okay. Send them pickled meal. Anyway, that is all the time I have for this one. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to adopt a duplicate, just comment down below. Good luck!